The conversation takes place on the Fridman podcast, featuring Tal Wilkenfeld, an extraordinary musician who has performed with legends like Jeff Beck, Prince, Eric Clapton, and Leonard Cohen. Her journey offers a rich look into the intersections of creativity, fearlessness, grief, and spiritual discipline. This is a summary of Tal Wilkenfeld, music, guitar, bass, Jeff Beck, Prince, and Leonard Cohen from the Fridman podcast, where we break down the key insights, ideas, and takeaways from this content, giving you the gist so you can decide if you want the rest. You can find more in-depth summaries like this at perfectsummary.com. Listen to our podcast, Perfect Summary, available everywhere, and follow our YouTube channel at Official Perfect Summary for more. The discussion explores how Tal Wilkenfeld overcame early obstacles and embraced fear as a tool for musical expression, the philosophical depth behind her performances, and mentorship from musical icons. Music, grief, meditation, and creativity as portals to self-awareness and healing. # a musical journey rooted in trust over confidence. Tal begins by sharing her mindset before stepping on stage. Trust over confidence. While some musicians thrive on projected self-assurance, Tal believes true presence comes from trusting that one can handle whatever arises in the moment. This mindset allows her to stay open, vulnerable, and deeply connected to the audience and fellow musicians. Her breakthrough performance with Jeff Beck at the 2007 Crossroads Festival exemplifies this. Despite recovering from food poisoning during the audition process, she played fearlessly, earning her a solo on one of Beck's signature tracks. Jeff's generosity as a musician allowed Tal to shine in ways that challenged traditional boundaries for bassists. The power of vulnerability and living on the edge. A recurring metaphor Tal uses is standing on the edge of the cliff. For her, that space, where nothing is predictable and everything is possible, is where the most honest art is created. Whether she's veering away from standard bass lines or letting emotion lead her improvisation, she finds magic in the unknown. That willingness to bomb or falter, she says, is essential to growth. This philosophy is echoed in her discussion of legendary musicians like Leonard Cohen and Prince, who both inspired and mentored her. Their openness, intentionality, and deep understanding of emotion shaped her sense of artistry. Music as meditation, meditation as music. Tal has cultivated a rigorous meditation practice, both solo and collective, with her band. She believes silence and inner stillness allow her to create with clarity. Touring without hotel stays made her crave solitary spaces where she could reconnect with herself. The loss of hotel solitude was a loss of internal sanctuary. She has also explored various spiritual disciplines, from Zen monasteries to Vedanta studies, and integrates teachings from spiritual texts like the Upanishads into her daily life. This inner work shows up in her music. She isn't playing notes, she's transmitting presence. Grief as catalyst, losing Prince, Leonard Cohen, and Jeff Beck. Tal reflects on the deaths of Prince, Leonard Cohen, and Jeff Beck, each of whom left a lasting mark on her life and music. After Prince's and Cohen's deaths in 2016, she went through a period of complete artistic shutdown. Instead of creating, she chose to immerse herself in the world of stand-up comedy at the Comedy Store. There she was embraced like family, finding healing through laughter and human connection. When Jeff Beck died, she was better equipped emotionally. A symbolic moment occurred when Mike Dirnt of Green Day gifted her a white jazz bass, eerily reminiscent of Jeff's own instrument. She named it Jeff, honoring her late mentor. Love, loneliness, and spiritual connection. Tal's exploration of loneliness is framed as a misunderstanding of separation. True loneliness comes from perceiving oneself as separate from others and from the world. Through meditation and inner inquiry, she's learned to dissolve that illusion and live with a constant sense of interconnectedness. She beautifully distinguishes between giving pieces of oneself away and simply opening oneself to love. The former leads to grief and loss, the latter to expansiveness. The role of comedy and emotional contrast. Tal found unexpected healing in the comedic world. Surrounded by observational wits and emotionally honest performers, she learned to laugh at even the darkest experiences. This period of immersion expanded her understanding of expression and further blurred the lines between sorrow and joy. The caviar metaphor, which recurs from her Montreux Jazz Festival story to her encounter with Leonard Cohen, captures this ironic dance of pain and humor. Practice, mastery, and the intelligence of the body. She discusses learning to play in her head out of necessity. Limited to 30 minutes of physical practice a day as a teen, she began visualizing fretboards and running drills mentally, an approach validated years later by neuroscience shared via Andrew Huberman. She also shares her approach to practice. Go slowly, feel everything, and let your body integrate the experience. It's not about technical perfection, but about full presence with each note. The bass as a vocal instrument. Lex describes Tal's bass playing as melodic and vocal, and she agrees that her goal is to make it sing. Influenced by Jeff Beck's guitar style and Wayne Shorter's saxophone phrasing, she treats her bass as an expressive extension of the voice, not just a rhythmic foundation. Studio magic, improvisation, and serving the song. When Prince invited her to record, it was raw, unfiltered, capturing lightning in a bottle. He would talk through the structure and then hit record. No rehearsals, no punching in errors. Tal learned to thrive under that pressure. She emphasizes that studio recordings are often most magical on the first take. Over-polishing kills spontaneity. Perfection, especially in the age of AI, is overrated. Imperfection is where the soul lives. Genre fluidity and the role of lyrics. Genres to Tal are aesthetic languages. She respects their structures, but doesn't let them limit her creativity. What matters most is serving the song, especially its lyrical message. She wants every lyric to have emotional range and be open to multiple interpretations, just like her mentor Leonard Cohen advised. She's drawn to lyrics that blur the line between romantic and spiritual love, like Leonard Cohen's or George Harrison's. Final thoughts on purpose, mortality, and love. Tal ends the conversation with a message of impermanence, purpose, and deep presence. She's at peace with the idea of death because she has lived fully and created with everything she has. Her advice to young people is simple and profound. Face your demons early. Whatever you're afraid of, run toward it, not away. That's a wrap on Tal Wilkenfeld, music, guitar, bass, Jeff Beck, Prince, and Leonard Cohen. If you found this summary valuable, make sure to follow, subscribe, and come back for more in-depth breakdowns of content from perfectsummary.com. You can also find the Perfect Summary podcast available everywhere, and catch more like this on our YouTube channel at Official Perfect Summary.